We know that not everyone on this planet lives the same way, and there are things that we are cool with and not so cool with. There is photographic proof of life's cringiest moments, and yet we can't look away. If you're in the mood, may we present to you the 10 most uncomfortable photos that will make you cringe. Guess what? We have a quiz for you. That means you'll not only have to look, but listen as well. If you find yourself needing to tap out early, you might want to hold back because we'll reveal the answer at the end of the video. Do you know what's not an uncomfortable experience? Subscribing to our channel. Give yourself one last moment of comfort before we start by clicking on that red subscribe button. Cookies and what? Oh, what is this monstrosity? After you're done squirming and questioning whether or not there is a god after seeing this photo, let's try to talk through it. That way, you can save some money on your therapy bills. We've been raised to believe that cookies are supposed to be dipped in milk, but somehow, this cringy trend of dipping cookies in orange juice emerged, and it horrified us all. Thanks to the internet, this trend seems to be spreading far and wide and is becoming an epidemic. We know that cookies complement the milk quite well, especially chocolate chip cookies. So why in the world would someone want to taint this delicious treat by dipping it in a tart juice? Especially if you're dipping it into juice with tons of pulp that will get stuck in the cracks and crevices of the cookie. Ugh. This is just as cringy as the photos of people who like to eat their cereal with orange juice, or worse, water. Sweet and milk just go together. Unless you were pregnant and had some crazy craving for sweet and sour, then cookies and juice might be a viable option. But really, the only question we're asking in horror is why? Just for the dark side. Since its invention, toilet paper has been white. There's a reason for that, because we can see just how clean we are in comparison to the white tissue. Of course, there can be cute flower prints that make your deposits to the toilet not quite so gross. Some companies even use cute animals to sell their products to further the adorableness. Okay, maybe this conversation has just become cringy itself. However, have you ever heard of black toilet paper? If you're really into the emo, metal, or goth scene, this could be the perfect signature touch to your bathroom. However, this probably looks rather disturbing when it's floating freely in the water. It might look like a pack of Dementors took up residence in your toilet. Furthermore, how would you even know how clean you actually are? You would have to inspect your toilet paper more closely to make sure you got all of the debris from your bottom, and who wants to hold their stuff that close to their nose? Yeah, you may look like a tough, cool, and trendy person with your black toilet paper, but when it comes down to the wire after Taco Tuesday, you're going to wish you had something a little lighter to help monitor your bathroom time. Popsicles. Pickles. Love them or hate them, they are one of the most popular foods in the world. They come in many different shapes, sizes, and flavors, and there is literally a pickle out there for anyone regardless of their food preferences. Pregnant women love them with ice cream, and people love them with their sandwiches, burgers, or any other dish they can think of. There have been some pretty creative things done with pickles over the past few decades, but this innovation is just creepy. In this photo, we can see pickle juice popsicles. Oh yeah, you heard that correctly. People who exercise a lot or go on low-carb diets will often drink pickle juice or freeze them to make this tasty treat. But for many people, this photo not only brings about the feeling of discomfort, but will also make them cringe. If you're not a fan of pickles, you won't be a fan of the popsicles. We typically associate frozen treats as being sweet, fruity, and/or creamy, not sour and salty. This goes against everything our taste buds have learned over the course of our existence. While pickle popsicles may have health advantages and help you replenish your electrolytes, wouldn't drinking a Gatorade or a Powerade produce similar results without the weird taste? Man's best friend. Where can we even begin? We're sure this guy is totally nice and caring, considering he seems to be a daddy to these two adorable pooches. But you can definitely tell he lives an alternative lifestyle and stretched out his ears at some point in his life. That's all fine and dandy. That's not what makes this photo completely cringy. What is cringe-inducing is the dogs each sticking their nose in his piercing holes while this guy stands in the middle with a huge smile on his face. What does one say? Congratulations on stretching your ears to the point that a small rodent can fit through them. Also, can you imagine the feeling of two cold and wet noses sticking themselves through the holes of your ears? Is that a refreshing feeling, or what? Plus, it's more than just the noses that fit through, it's also the upper and bottom part of the mouth. One could guess that if this guy really wanted to show off the size of his holes, he just needs to have his dogs with him. But the final kicker in this pic is that the dogs' faces are the most accurate reflection of our feelings with this photo. Not in the mouth! If you have any fear or discomfort when it comes to spiders, we're going to have to apologize ahead of time. These 8-legged creepy crawlies can be scaly, furry, big, small, basically proving that evil can come in all forms. And yet, there are some people who love spiders so much that it doesn't matter where they hang out, including crevices of the human body. What is absolutely cringy and terrifying about this photo is that the girl has a tarantula in her mouth, and yes, it's real. But what is even more horrific about this photo is that this isn't the only photo of someone doing that floating around the internet. There is apparently a huge trend that includes sticking a live spider in your mouth. If you have a fear of spiders, then this photo is a moment out of your worst nightmares. For some, it doesn't matter whether or not the spider is poisonous or harmless. Anything with 8 legs that is creeping and crawling inside your mouth would produce a gag reflex quicker than taking a lick from the pickle juice popsicle. But if you think this photo is totally fine and it doesn't make you cringe, definitely speak out in the comments. Well, you've made it this far. Give yourself a pat on the back and get ready for your quiz question. We have mustard, ketchup, relish, chili, and cheese. But what is something else you can put on your hot dog? Stay tuned for the answer because it's in this video, and we'll reveal the answer at the end of the video. Little Piggy. Photo editing has evolved at such a fast pace lately that it can be hard for the consumer to keep up. But we love it because we all love taking pictures of ourselves. Anything that we can do to have fun with our photos and make us look better is an instant win. Also, anything that can make us laugh at ourselves in a positive light is a big hit, which might be why Face Swap took off as fast as it did. Face Swap has been one of the most hilarious features on photo apps like Snapchat. However, it didn't take long before there were some terrifying face swaps. This one in particular is what nightmares are made of when this girl did a face swap with her little piglet. Ever wonder what a person would look like with a pig's face? Well, you have your answer, and it's terrifying. Then we have the pig with the face of a human, and it looks like something that would give Tim Burton nightmares. This all just goes to show that with every good thing that comes out, there's bound to be someone to ruin it for everyone. What's that saying? Oh yeah, this is why we can't have nice things. Let it go. No, we're not talking about a certain Disney movie, even if its main theme song does make people cringe. We're talking about The Miracle of Life. One of the first things parents do after the birth of a new baby is take photos. But what many people don't know is that infant photography not only takes a long time because you have to go at the baby's pace, but it is extremely messy. New babies don't know how to contain themselves when they have to go to the bathroom, hence the invention of diapers. But as we know with infant photography, naked babies are always a hit when it comes to cuteness. So factor in naked babies and lack of control with bodily functions, and you have a recipe for a messy time. If we're lucky, that moment is caught on camera. Take this photo of a baby going number 2 in its dad's arms with a blissful look of contentment and pure relief. But now take a look at this picture with the baby going number 1. Is it a girl or a boy? Well, based on the height and length of the pee's stream, definitely a boy. What makes this photo ultimately cringeworthy is how close the pea is to the mom's face. A different condiment. Hot dogs are a staple of American food. When you're on the streets of New York City and you need a bite to eat, there's sure to be a hot dog stand on the corner. If you're at a baseball game, there's nothing like the taste of a hot dog as your favorite player hits a home run. Traditionally, we put condiments on our hot dog to make it taste better. We usually use mustard, ketchup, cheese, relish, chili, coleslaw, real food type stuff. But what about toothpaste? There have been challenges where people eat hot dogs with toothpaste, and there is also a string of photos from different people who have tried different types of toothpaste on their hot dog. Take a moment to think about the minty freshness and how it combines with the tangy meat of the hot dog. Sounds weird and makes you cringe, right? And why should it all stop at the hot dog? Why not add a dab of toothpaste to your burger or dip your chicken nuggets in some Colgate? If we're going to do a hot dog wrong like that, then why not do the same with our other favorite meals? Sound nuts? Then maybe we should leave our beloved hot dog alone. Bees landing. Our eyes are very sensitive. You can just have a tiny speck in your eye and it will instantly feel like Godzilla has taken up residence. Our eyes are meant to be this sensitive because our eyeballs have to read light to make out the images we see in front of us, and then send that message to our brain. There's a lot going on. So when this photo of a bee landing on an eyeball came out, people twisted and cringed all over the place while rubbing their eyes from the heebie-jeebies. See where the stinger is supposed to be? It seems that this honeybee is also stinging the eye. Luckily, the photo in question is most likely edited, or the eye isn't even real. Even the toughest eye couldn't withstand an entire bee landing on it, let alone stinging it. Plus, the proportions are a tad off, but it isn't uncommon for people to get bees to land on their lower eyelid so the bees can drink their tears. Why? Our tears are full of proteins and salts that are perfect for bees. If you're allergic to bees, then you definitely need to steer clear of this practice. So many holes. We wanted to end this video with a bang by showing off one of the cringiest and most uncomfortable photos that the web can bring you. If you get uncomfortable at the sight of tiny holes in clusters, then you might have a condition called trypophobia. If looking at this photo, you not only feel uncomfortable and cringe, but you also feel itchy and that bugs are crawling all over you, then trypophobia could be a very real thing for you. In that case, avoiding photos exactly like this will be the only remedy. But keep looking for now, because this photo makes you feel so many feelings, even if it is photoshopped. But jigger removal from feet looks a lot like this. Jigger fleas will burrow themselves into your feet, and a doctor will have no choice but to cut away the dead skin to remove the bugs. The result is a bunch of tiny holes in your feet that are likely to be extremely painful. So, not only are you completely grossed out by the possibility of bugs being in your feet, but you have to deal with the cringing that comes from looking at the holes and the pain of not being able to walk correctly. We have mustard, ketchup, relish, chili, and cheese. But what is something else you can put on your hot dog? That answer is toothpaste. Yum. If we haven't scared you away, then take a moment to like this video and tell us what you think in the comments. Also, take a moment to subscribe to our channel and check out some of our other videos. Be sure to think happy thoughts so you can feel back to normal again soon. And please, don't send us the therapy bills.